Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Like I've said before in a previous video, I always forget to record this stuff until I'm almost done or completely done. So I'm going to show you what, I just bit my tongue. I'm going to show you what we did. I am like 5 days post getting my teeth removed, so it still hurts a little. I'm going to show you what we did. We made a tower. I say we, my mom's over there. But there was a couple extra. We used a 5-foot T-post and put it in the ground. And those were the leftover ones. But I like it. I think it's cute. Oh man, I missed a sticker. And I'm about to put some stuff in there. I've got some sage and cilantro. I know the cilantro is a bit late, but I will fill it up and show you guys. So I wanted to show you guys that I planted it. Not fully. I have 7 left, but I've got some nasturtium that I'm growing. And when it gets a little bigger, I'll plant it in here. But I've got sage. I'm holding the citronella candle lid. Sweet basil. Cilantro, which looks a little sad. A bug got to it and ate it. Rosemary. I've got a bunch of different types of peppers. A couple cute little decorations. And it's looking good. Also, while I was down and out, my dad put all these wood chips all in here. So, this cute little tower in the middle of my garden. I've got a really, really big pot that I'm going to put like probably right here and put all of my peppermint and spearmint and stuff in. But this is how this looks for now. Oh yeah, and my brother came and got the logs the other day too. The 3 that were left. Yay! So I wanted to show you what I worked on today so far. I did the Florida weave for my peas. I think that's what it's called. That's what I've heard it called. Where you weave it around and then you weave the plants up through it. I did the Florida weave for those tomatoes and for these tomatoes as well. So they're looking good. And then these tomatoes, those are spoon tomatoes. They already have buds on it. And then this one, I believe is spoon tomatoes as well. Yes, they're spoon tomatoes. And they've got blossoms. I can't wait to see their tiny, cute little blossoms. I actually have to prune a good bit of these. But look at that cabbage. Oh, it looks amazing. It's actually doing really good for how hot it's been. And then I've got my paste tomatoes over there. I have Amish paste and Jersey Devil. So those are looking good. Those are big and bushy and some of them are touching the ground. So I really need to prune those because they got holes in them from hornworms and stuff too. And then this one's going to get the fencing like that one has. It's going to be symmetrical. And then I'm doing the Florida weave on these big tomatoes as well. I think I just got a splinter, a metal splinter, but I ran out of string. I bought 2 things of cotton string, but I have to go get my other roll so I can finish that row in my last row. But I think it looks really good. It's turning out great. My dad and I might be putting up that cattle panel arch soon. Just look at that beautiful garden. I'm so happy. I wanted to give an update on the balloon situation. It is no longer floating. It's been dancing its way around the house for a while. But I just came in here and it's not floating anymore, so It lasted 6 months. 6 months exactly, almost. It's yet again another day. I was pruning tomatoes yesterday, and then I was going to go inside to take a little bit of a break, and my dad was working on fixing a pothole in the front yard in my driveway. So I ended up helping him with that and never got to finishing pruning my other 3 tomato beds. But this happened 2 days ago, and I wanted to show you. So it's adorable. I gotta show you. This is Midnight. You guys have seen Midnight. She was in my last video, and Midnight just had 2 kittens. Yeah, she chose right here on the porch to have them, and they are absolutely adorable. Yeah, they are. She's been catered to. Food and water brought to her. Yeah. But we have, like, some of the stuff. Oh, you hiding them? Some of the stuff from working on the house put out here. Look how absolutely stinking cute. Look at that face. Oh, baby yawns are the cutest, no matter what species. She's done with that. But I wanted to show you guys my forest on the back porch. And then those, I need to water them desperately. I planted them the other day and haven't watered them at all. But they are 272 trays of sunflowers. Those are some of my peppers. They're doing good. I planted some more over there I showed you guys. And then I still need to plant all this. And then this pepper plant, it's actually, let's see, 7 pepper plants in one, and I actually got that for $7 on clearance at Walmart. It's just kind of like some snacking peppers. So I got those because the stunt that happened on all these. This is looking absolutely amazing. I've got strawberries that should be ripe by tomorrow. My little herbs that I planted in here in the last video, they're doing pretty good. My blueberry bushes, and then I put string up on these, which I think I showed you guys. I'm not sure. And then we kind of set up a little pool. Haven't gotten in it yet, but set it up. I'm so happy how this is looking. And I put that there. I'm putting the tomato branches that I prune off in there. And that's my little workbench. But I put it there because I was going to start that one. And then I ended up helping my dad yesterday. But I'm really loving how the garden is looking. All this my dad filled in while I was down. I think I told you guys about that too. But I strung up my peas and beans, and everything is just looking great. I gotta clean this up. That's the mess from doing that the other day. And I gotta work on the duck project down there. Still have to change out these T-posts. Probably do that today. And then put this bit of fencing up here so that way I can... I still don't think that these tomato plants are going to be tall enough. I think that's like the tallest one over there to be able to stick it to there. But we'll see. Also, this is another project. My mom has had this in her yard for years. It's dented, it's cracked in the bottom, it doesn't work as an actual watering can. She had flowers planted in it at one point. But what I'm gonna do is I kind of saw something the same way with like teapots on a video. I think it was a Roots and Refuge video, and it gave me the idea for doing it with a watering can. So I'm gonna hang it from like here, probably from that tree down there, And I bought a solar powered rope light that I'm going to string through it and come out and kind of like twirl on the bottom, like on the ground and stuff, to make it look like water being poured out of it, and probably plant like a flower or something in there with it. We'll see how that turns out. I didn't tell my mom exactly what I was doing with it yet. I just asked her for it, because she hasn't had anything planted in it in a couple years. She's just had it sitting by a tree as a decoration. So I asked for it and she gave me it. But my menagerie of plants, they're looking good. I'm happy with how my garden is looking. So I was watering some of my wilting plants and I see Wyona is out and she's trying to get back in. So now I've got to catch her. This is going to be fun. Wyona. Yeah. I called my dad, but I don't think he heard me. He's mixing concrete for the driveway. Wyona. The door is open. Good girl. That was actually the easiest it's been to get that chicken back in, which is the only the second time she's gotten out, but I need to give them food and they need water. So the one thing I really don't like about the wheels on that, let me get in the shade, I'm hot, is that they're not completely tight, because if they were, they wouldn't spin. So it moved over like 2 foot. I'm not fixing it right now. It's fine right there. They've got plenty of nice new grass. And it's not under the tree that's leaning. If you can see that. So if that falls, it will not hit the chicken coop. It'll fall over that way. This area under this tree where I'm standing is probably where we're going to put our sitting area. So I don't have a good idea of what I'm doing yet. I have an idea, but not a set and action plan. My mom and I are going to figure that out tonight and tomorrow. I'm out of breath from pushing that. I just wanted to show you guys in all its grainy glory how beautiful my garden looks at dusk. That's a project that I just threw up yesterday, or last night as it was dark. But I'll show it later on in the video or in another video, but I just wanted to show you guys what it looked like at night, and I just put that up. Oh, isn't it beautiful? I still have to clean up that mess. Hey guys, I'm gonna make today the last day of this video. I also hung that netting up yesterday, along with some of the other stuff that I'm going to show you. I've got a big thing of ice water. I had my toddler out here with me, but it's time for her nap. So I'm going to use her stroller as a cup holder and maybe a phone holder. So I put up this last arch. I'm not sure if I showed you guys that. And then I'm out here planting cucumbers. So far I've planted cucamelon and pickling the Sumter cucumber. And I'm about to plant Muncher and Marketmore 76. I did prune all of my tomato plants the other day, finished pruning those. So I'm going to show you what I did last night. It's at like 37%, so bear with me, I'm not going to record much. So I weeded from, like, you can see all those weeds from like here to here in the hot sun yesterday or the day before. I think it was yesterday. So I still need to weed all that. but I wanted to plant my winter squash in here, so that's why I started down this way and weeded this way. So I got Gourd Monster Mix F1 hybrid right there. Where each of these piles are, I have seeds. So I have butternut squash here. This row, I've got 3 of the, no, that's, why do both of those say butternut? Oh, that's not butternut, that's buttercup, my bad. Can't read my own handwriting. So those 3 piles right there are the green striped pumpkin, and then these 2 piles right here are birdhouse gourds. And then I've got my loofah came up, but a bug ate those. There was 2 there, so I transplanted 1 to here and watered it, and it looks a little sad, so I'm gonna have to water it again. But other than that, this stuff is looking pretty good, aside from the weeds. Those have been happy since I strung them up. I put the strings on those, and those are looking pretty happy. My cabbage looks a little sad in the heat of the day, but it perks up at night. I'm actually surprised it hasn't gone to seed yet. But this is what I'm currently working on. I'm about to plant these right here. I also put this arch up by myself. Pretty impressed with myself, honestly. But this is how it's going. I will show you what I'm going to plant. I've got this burgundy okra I'm going to plant. 2 different types of squash. Well, yellow squash. I've got spaghetti squash. 2 different types of watermelon. Cantaloupe. And then 2 different types of dark, like, got the dark green zucchini and the black zucchini that I'm going to plant today as well. I like to consider myself a little bit of a genius. I have shade. It also, the sun did just go behind a cloud, but oh, it's coming back out. You can see I have a little shade in that area that I was working. And now I've got to plant this bed, and I have nowhere to put it. So that's my little shady break area. So I was about to plant this burgundy okra. I put 9 spaces that I was about to put it in. I just glanced and saw that it said soak seeds for 24 hours. Direct seed after last spring frost. So I guess I'm gonna have to put these in some water. I've got 9 spaces, so I think I'm gonna put 2 in each, 18, just in case some don't come up. So let me go pop these in some water, so that way in 24 hours I can put them in the ground. So there were some of those seeds that I just put in there and they floated to the top, so I added extra. She's in there playing. Sorry if I'm shaky. Whew. So I put in some extra because some of them were floating, and then I tapped them, and a bit of the ones that were floating fell to the bottom of the cup. So I'm gonna go put 2 more spots, maybe 3. I'm gonna go put 3 more spots for the okra, and then I'll plant my squashes and stuff. Also, this tool, I've mentioned it before, it's awesome. It's just for poking holes in the ground. So I wanted to show you guys for my record too, as well as yours, because I'm not marking these. These are Fun in the Sun sunflowers, the mix, as well as these sunflowers that I planted here. And then over here is Velvet Queens sunflowers I planted right there. But my okra is soaking, so those first, I think 11 beds, 9 beds. No, 11. Are going to be okra, and then these 3 are dark green zucchini. These are the early summer crookneck squash, summer squash. These 4 are black zucchini, And these 3 are the early prolific straight neck squash. So these are yellow squash, green squash, yellow squash, green squash, okra. That's how I did it. Because I didn't want the varieties of yellow squash to be next to each other and the varieties of green squash to be next to each other. So I did it green, yellow, green, yellow. That's just how it made sense to me. I still have the spaghetti squash, the watermelon, and the cantaloupe to do. And what I'm going to do with that is every other one too. So like, I'm going to do the watermelon, then like the cantaloupe, watermelon, spaghetti squash. I'm not going to fill this whole thing up with it. But I brought out a bunch of flowers to kind of like interplant through here and here, because I have another, like that, I have another thing of fencing I got to put up for these tomatoes, so it would kind of like block in anything else with these. So I'm just going to put some flowers, probably sow some lavender, which I think I'm late on, but better late than never, right? So I'm probably going to put some lavender in here, as well as some zinnias, and I've got cosmos. And then where I planted my celery and my onions, but the cat kept using as a litter box and dug them up, so they're not in there. I'm just going to plant flowers. And then I have more peppers that are going to go over there, and some of them might go here. And then I still have all the other side of that tomato bed, that long one. I got to figure out what I'm going to put in there. I might put more squash and zucchini, like stagger plant it. I can't think of the correct word, but like in a couple weeks put zucchini and squash in there. But I like how this is turning out. I'm happy. Oh, by the way, I have a Band-Aid on. I was putting some weed fabric. Let me turn this around real quick. Putting some weed fabric. By the way, this is my genius shade idea. Let me sit down and start this again. I was putting some weed fabric on the ducks to give them some shade. And I didn't face the blade away from my hand when trying to cut through the weed fabric. That was my bad and my boo-boo. So I freaked out. Blood, cuts. I don't do good with that. So I called my mom. She didn't answer. I tried calling my husband. He didn't answer. So I called my aunt-in-law, my husband's aunt, and she was like, is it too deep? Do you need stitches? And I'm like, I haven't looked at it. She's like, you need to look at it. So I looked at it. I was like, it's not too deep, but it's kind of deep. I asked her if liquid Band-Aid would do fine. She said it should. So she told me to clean it really good. I cleaned it, put peroxide on it. I did that. And then put the liquid Band-Aid on. So I did that. And then I put a Band-Aid over the liquid Band-Aid because I don't want to break it back open. So it's been fun. I dealt with that for a while. And I have one of my kids' Jurassic Park Band-Aids on there. One of my kids is obsessed with dinosaurs. So I have a boo-boo. And now I'm back to gardening. I couldn't even get all the dirt off of my finger either. So hopefully I don't get an infection, but I don't think I will. So I'm gonna get back to planting. My mouth is also hurting still from getting my wisdom teeth removed. It's been almost 2 weeks. I can't believe it's been almost 2 weeks already. Oh, but I finally started being able to chew the other day. Normal. I am a little hungry. I might go take a break and eat. I also have to charge my phone. It's dying. Guys, so I came outside to check on my garden. It rained the past few days since I did this, like recorded anything last. So I wanted to end it, but then right before I saw this, I wanted to show you, and then I'll say bye for this video. So we got a ton of rain, and I mean a ton of rain, and look at all of these pea pods all over these peas. Look at them all. It'll probably be a couple more days before I can harvest them, but they are just all over. This one needs to be put up. Midnight. I found her collar, by the way. But yeah, and I pulled off some basil just so that way it could bush out a little bit, and then I pulled off this by accident. I don't know what all the black spots is right up underneath that layer of skin. Cleo started crowing also, but the garden's looking good. I'll have to do a tour here soon. I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.